Someone asked if they should start doing yoga to help with the Kundalini energy that they are experiencing. And just want to start by saying that if you really feel this energy, if you really put your attention in the body and really feel the sensation, really get in touch with this energy, you will start naturally doing yoga. The yoga, this hatha yoga that we're speaking about in this video, is actually natural. It's a natural movement. The body will start getting into these different postures and positions. It will naturally want to stretch and move. It's actually this energy, this Kundalini energy that's moving the body. So it's more so about getting in touch with that energy and allowing it to express, because this energy will express in many different ways. And one of the ways is that it will spontaneously start moving into these yoga positions. For myself, I didn't know anything about hatha yoga or took any classes. And it was happening at such a young age, just starting to stretch. And it would always kind of feel good and feel like a release and relieving of tension in the body. But it was just spontaneously happening. I didn't go to a class or read a book. In fact, these classes and these books, these instructions, are a way that the mind is trying to imitate this natural unfoldment, this natural expression. This Kundalini energy is a natural expression. The mind is always trying to copycat. It's always trying to, what's the word here? Emulate. It's trying to imitate. It's sort of trying to replicate something, but it's always artificial. There's a sort of mechanicalness to the mind going about this yoga, where in fact, as if you actually just get in touch with this energy, if you feel this energy and you're just allowing it to move, in a lot of ways, if you get really into this energy and really just close the eyes, it will naturally start shaping these yoga postures that you know nothing about. It will start getting into these positions spontaneously, freely, without you knowing any sort of names of poses or how to get into this or how to get into that. It's more of a spontaneous movement. For myself, I still don't know any of these yoga postures. I can name a few, like downward dog. But this body has gone into a lot of these postures spontaneously. But it seemed like it's just been allowed to, of just getting really in touch with this energy, feeling this energy. When you feel this energy, you're allowing the energy to essentially do its thing. This is what feels so natural. It feels very primal, very raw, very organic, very wild. So this is the real hatha yoga flow. It's not prescribed. It's not like you see 10 different movements and you go one by one and just check them off the list as you're going through it. Because this true hatha yoga flow basically happens whenever it wants. At a friend's house, in line for coffee, at work, at a red light in your car. It just starts happening. But for the most part, it's because there's already this relaxation and you are getting in touch with this energy. So by relaxing and allowing the attention to, in a way, penetrate the body and go into the sensations, you feel this energy and allow it to move you, that you are surrendering to this Kundalini energy, and this energy simply moves however it wants to. Another way of saying is you get out of the way and you find that this Kundalini energy is intelligent. This is what the books are about. This is what the courses are about. They're just giving names to these poses, these postures, these shapes, these forms that this energy is expressing in. This energy is expressing as this shape, this form, this posture, this position. So when this was happening, I knew nothing about these types of postures or poses. Half the words I couldn't even pronounce. I don't even know what that is. And it was only one point actually seeing some of these poses, pictures, looking up for one of my businesses, looking up yoga pictures, images to use in the business, that it's like, hey, my body's doing that. It's getting into that pose. And it was just more of a, that's a funny name. My body's doing that. I never knew that that was the name. But it's more of you're allowing it to express. So in the absence of you, what I mean by getting out of the way, who you think you are, there's no suppressing this energy. That this energy is simply expressing itself. And it's very liberating. It's very free. It feels so natural. So this is where there's a lot of confusion, because we typically look at it like the yoga is going to, like the hatha yoga is going to awaken this. The hatha yoga is going to cause this. It's actually the inverse. It's actually that this Kundalini energy is simply expressing as this, and then it's like books were made about it. Instruction is being made about it. It's like anything that we see, that there's Mother Nature and then the mind wants to replicate it in a way. So there's a sort of artificialness to it. There's a sort of imitation to it. There's a natural plant outside, but then we have fake plants in the house. So there's an imitation. So something is trying to replicate nature. So in this way, when most go about the yoga, it's this replicating this, and it's done very mechanically, because it's seen as like a step-by-step. Okay, put your hand here, do this, do that. Is this the position? Check with the teacher. Yep, looks like her, looks like him. Whereas in fact, is if you actually just get into that sensation fully, these postures naturally start happening, where you don't know anything about hand position, foot position. It's going totally by feeling. So there's a natural intelligence. That's what this Kundalini energy is. It is intelligence. So then it's almost like the mind is trying to replicate that intelligence. But like I said, there's a sort of imitation about it. There's like it's artificial. It's mechanical. Another way to say it is it's kind of like going through the motions. But the more you just simply really get into the body and feel this energy and get in tune with it, sort of say, it just naturally starts expressing itself. And you can't even say that you have a yoga practice at this time or that time. It's just spontaneously happening throughout the day. Multiple sessions, many sessions are happening throughout the day, spontaneously. And it's because there's just a total freedom that you're just allowing this to happen. So there's nothing in you that's trying to suppress it. There's nothing that's judging it. Can't move at the office, shouldn't do this in line, can't do this at my friend's house. There's nothing that's basically pressing it down, suppressing it. So it's just freely expressing itself. And this isn't exclusively reserved to some hatha yoga. It's actually, you see it just in all areas of your life. It is expressed in creativity. Different activities then become more creative. Everything is this creative expression. That really this Kundalini energy is this intelligence. It is this creative power. It's very playful. So it's a sort of surrendering to this natural intelligence. It's a sort of trusting this natural intelligence. Whereas it's almost like letting go of the books, the courses, the instructors, and just really just paying attention to this natural intelligence that ultimately you are. And there's a trust in this natural intelligence. And it's just simply unfolding. It's free to express. So at this point, then you're no longer fighting your nature. You're no longer at war with yourself. That your nature is just simply expressing. So maybe not the answer that you wanted. It's not a yes or no, but perhaps more of an invitation to really go deeper and really feel that energy, get in touch with it. Instead of outsourcing the information by relying on an instructor or a book or a course for yoga, this is an invitation. Why don't you go within, go deeper, really connect with that energy, sort of say. Develop that relationship, get to know it. Trust it, allow it to express. Get out of the way, allow it to do its thing. And in doing so, not so much of a doing because it's actually more of a non-doing, but in doing so, you will be experiencing the true yoga. It won't be superficial, like trying to learn about it through this instructor or this book or this course. It won't be trying to replicate a natural process. You are actually getting in touch with the natural process within yourself. They're worlds apart. One is sort of dead, just like a fake plant is dead compared to a real plant outside. You'll then see what I'm talking about. One's artificial, the other is real. One's dead, the other's alive. One's trying to imitate the real deal. You start experiencing that real deal. There's no need for books because it's a direct experience. You don't need to learn yoga from someone because you're experiencing the true yoga. It's this inner teacher, this energy that you're referring to, the Kundalini energy. See that as your yoga teacher. Stop relying on the courses, the instructors. Don't go about it mechanically. Don't stay on the superficial level. Go deep within yourself. There's an aliveness that you start experiencing. And that's just the start. Once you start getting in touch with this energy, once you start trusting this energy, there's not much that we can really say. It's beyond words. It transforms your life. Hope this helps. I'll see you in the next one.